Welcome to Epic Mom Life. I'm really excited to have you here today. I am your host, Kara Peterson. This is where we talk about everything happening in our mom lives. We'll talk about things like parenting and education, both homeschool and public, and those important issues our families are facing today. We'll also have several topics about connection and self-care for our moms. So let's get started.
Are you tired? I have sleep solutions for mom. Sleep plays a vital role in your physical and mental health. While you sleep, the brain processes memories, regulates emotions, and cleans out anxiety and depression that causes toxins. Sleep is also the body's time to heal itself and restore. Moms can have a really difficult time getting the 7 to 8 hours of needed sleep nightly. Yet, when moms prioritize healthy sleep habits, they're found to benefit in their relationships, concentration, motivation, and their ability to reduce feelings of anxiety and depression. Obstacles to mom getting a good night's sleep: caregiving responsibilities, emotional exhaustion, lack of alone time, work-related stress, and, oddly enough, pets in the room. Benefits to getting a great night's sleep: stress reduction regulates the production of serotonin and dopamine, which are critical for mood regulation. Increased feelings of happiness, improved cognitive function, better physical health, memory consolidation and improved learning, increased energy levels. You can actually keep up with those kiddos. Improved mental health, enhanced creativity. It regulates the hormones related to hunger and appetite. I never knew that. Ability to respond to unexpected challenges and changes. The ways lack of sleep can affect mom. I have just been listing all of these things and not really going into each obstacle and benefit, because I did a whole lot with the kids and sleep and what they needed to, I think back in August. But, I just wanted to list all of these and with the disadvantages too. However, this one is not as well known, and I think it's really important. I knew sleep disturbed the brain, and you are at a higher risk for chronic illness when you don't get your sleep. But what I didn't realize, and this is newer information, at least it's newer to me, is that adults who have trouble sleeping or use sleep medications have a 23% greater chance of developing dementia or Alzheimer's disease than those who get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. This is a huge freaking deal. So I wanted to give a full explanation rather than just have it listed. So here's back to the listing. Lack of sleep also leads to increased stress levels, heightened risk of mental disorders like depression and anxiety, poor cognitive function, making it difficult to perform daily tasks, impairs impulse control and decision-making skills. I'm just thinking of all of the people that are like at online shoppers and they're like, yes, yes, yes. All of that is right there with the impulse control and decision-making. Suppression of your immune system and poor relationships due to irritability, miscommunication, and emotional outbursts. So how do you prepare yourself to have a fabulous night's sleep? Like I said, I went into a lot of detail on this when I talked about the importance of your child getting good night's sleep. So if you want more details on any of these, go check that one out. But you need to establish a consistent sleep schedule. So this is the same time each night. Create a bedtime routine. And if part of your bedtime routine is getting a great book each night, I am an avid reader, so I have a link for some really fabulous books in the notes. Optimize your sleeping environment. You can do this by making it dark, quiet, cool, get a comfortable supportive mattress, and clutter-free space. When your space is messy, your mind gets kind of cluttered, and it's really hard for you to settle and calm when your mind is like, because all of your space is so cluttered. Try acupressure. I know this sounds really odd, but if sleep eludes you, another way you can prepare your body to fall asleep at night is acupressure. Acupressure is an ancient healing technique that involves applying pressure, not needles, that's acupuncture, at specific points to the body. A scented bath, Exercise regularly. Regular exercise helps your body feel tired at the end of the day. However, you need to avoid vigorous exercise towards the end of the evening because that just revs you up. A nice evening walk would be a really good choice at the end of the day. Set your natural clock. You can actually help set your circadian rhythm. So when you view the sunlight, not through a window, not through the windshield, within the first hour of waking and at sunset, and not through sunglasses, you can help synchronize your internal clock to a 24-hour day-night schedule. And this really helps your circadian rhythm know, hey, it's time to go to bed. Hey, it's time to wake up. And you get your body on that really good rhythm, especially since you're doing your bedtime routines. You're going to bed at like 9:30 or 10 o'clock around the same time each night. And you're getting up at 6 around the same time each day. Try to take your morning java, say, outside for 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes of your morning while you're out. And even if it's cloudy, there are more, like, I think it's ultraviolet light that is what's affecting that circadian rhythm than there is like looking at a blue light or something. It's amazing, the research on this. Manage your stress. I know that this is so much easier said than done. However, when you are worried, you release cortisol, which does not allow you to rest easily. So ways to manage your stress could be dance, yoga, deep breathing, meditation, music, laughter, positive thinking, journaling, mindfulness, stretching. These are all great ideas. Cognitive shuffling. I just recently discovered this and I love it. This is if you are having trouble falling asleep, or if you're like me, I'm like a champion fall asleep person. I can just fall asleep within 5 minutes, but I wake up in the middle of the night and then I can't go back to sleep. So usually this happens because our minds get started on something and they start cycling around it. Okay, there's a thought and we have the need to do this the following day or whatever. These are really sticky thoughts and we grasp onto them and we don't let go. So, however, it needs to be dull enough that it will not keep you awake. Counting sheep, and haven't you heard, oh, you should count sheep at night if you can't go to sleep. Yeah, that's too boring. Your mind will just drift and it'll go back to the sticky stuff. With cognitive shuffling, you come up with a 4 or 5 letter word, preferably one that does not have a repeat letter. You'll see why in a minute. Then you start with the first letter of that word. Next, you think of all the words that you can that start with that letter. Here's an example. Your word is stamp. S, that is the first letter. So, and then so with an EW. Sap, scar, silly, sustain, still, start, save, etc. You just go through all the words. And you do this as long as you can for every single letter. It is even better if for each word you attach a picture or a symbol to it. So when I saw so, S-O, I saw a ... Or when I saw S-E-W, I saw a needle and a thread. When I saw save, I saw the little computer disc on my computer, where you hit the little icon save. So once you finish all the words you can think of for S, you move on to T. I have done this often enough because I've probably been doing this since last October, that I have now just started simply moving through the alphabet because I had all these 5-letter words and then I'd go through them, but then I'd start going to letters I'd already been doing. So I just today started on C's last night, but I was on A's and B's and I've been on that for 2 weeks. I have a system. And so like I'll think of all the BA blank words and then like BAD. So I'll go bad, back, and then I'll go, oh, BACK. And then I'll go, bab. Then I'll go, oh, babble. And then, cause I'll just go bab, and I'll go back and I'll extend them, but then I'll go, the bag, ban, bam, and that's what I'll do. And then I'll go BE and I'll go bed, and I just keep going through the whole thing. And seriously, I don't get through all the 3-letter words before I'm falling asleep. And then I go to the common 4-letter B words with common endings like ND, RD, ST. So if I'm like at BA, BAND, or BEND, BIND, BOND. See what I'm saying? And then I work my way up to bigger words. And I'm usually able to fall asleep really pretty quickly. I would say I probably only get through like 15 to 20 words because I'm cycling through and I'm actually thinking of them and I'm seeing pictures. And this is the only method that has worked for me. And that includes, I would say last July, my doctor started me on a round of medications. I think we tried like 4 or 5 medications. that I would take at night, and they were designed to try to keep me so that if I woke up in the middle of the night, I would fall back asleep, and it didn't work. So I don't like using medications, especially now that I learned in one of these that 23% of the people who use medications have a higher chance of dementia or Alzheimer's. But I don't like side effects, and I don't like using medications anyway. I am thrilled to be sleep med free, and the fact that cognitive shuffling totally works for me. Give this a try. Now, avoid these at all costs if you want to sleep really well. A really large meal, at night, exposure to screens, heavy fried or greasy foods as your last meal of the day, alcohol, caffeine, carbonated beverages, acidic foods, and cut off all foods 2 to 3 hours before bed because you need to get your body so that it's done doing all that digestive stuff. Moms can better navigate the demands of motherhood. They have had a good night's sleep. By following these 16 suggestions, you can wake up feeling refreshed, revitalized, and ready to take on the challenges of the day. And almost as importantly, your patience fuel tank is at full when you give your mind and body the necessary downtime it craves and needs. Kids movie quote, "Look, donkey, I need to sleep now." Puss in Boots in Shrek 2.
Thank you for joining me today on Epic Mom Life. This episode is sponsored by The Possum's Tale, a unique book adventure for your child. Head to our website, epicpublisher.com, to find free and fabulous parenting and educational resources. How do you love to get your info? We have it in 3 formats: audio, YouTube, or blog. I am your host, Kara Peterson, and I look forward to seeing you next week on Epic Mom Life.